essential part of the Muslim experience. Embrace it, learn from it, and lift it up. Number two, in regards to this faith washing, out of all of his talk about anti-imperialism and talking about geopolitics and against human rights, we also have to focus on and center on Malcolm's morality and moral courage.
That's right.
Not just talking about him as a political figure. When he was Detroit Red in prison, what cleaned him up? It was the message of the Nation of Islam,
That's right.
of being morally upright, telling the truth, keeping your promise, protecting our women. And brothers, none of our sisters should be feeling unsafe walking around by themselves. We should be making sure our women feel protected right now.
Ameen.
And we should be representing Islam. Our sisters, alhamdulillah, they walk the streets in these times wearing hijab or hijabat. Many of us take off kufis, we cut our beards off, we put on suits. We're not visible when our sisters are visible every day. His morality and his moral courage is that of the enduring legacy of Malcolm that then empowered him to speak out about the human rights issues. See, we can't be cowards and think we're going to change America. Where do we get this strength from? We get this strength from spirituality. Do you know that in the other civil rights leaders, I'm not going to mention any names, but during the counterintelligence program, J. Edgar Hoover had all of them surveilled. He had audio recordings of them doing certain things. Right? Out of all the years of Malcolm's message, and J. Edgar Hoover and the CIA followed him abroad, even to Egypt. There was a time, Malcolm X was poisoned in Egypt. There was an assassination attempt against him in Egypt. I don't know if you all knew that or not. Out of all these years from the 50s until his martyrdom in 1965, the FBI and CIA didn't have one thing on him to try to blackmail him with. Not a single thing. That's because of his morality and his spirituality. So this is something that we should all strive towards if we are going to live the legacy of Malcolm. Each and every one of us should be trying to emulate this and should be also lifting this part up of Malcolm. In conclusion, we all know what happened of the tragedy that took place in Chapel Hill, what took place Thursday, in which an Islamic center was burned down in an arson attack. Dearborn, East Dearborn, at the Kroger's, there was a man who was assaulted by two white males in front of his children. The Kroger employees called themselves breaking up and actually tackled and held down the Muslim to let those bigots get some more kicks in before they ran away. So we know that these things are going on right now. But those things were going on to Muslims in the 60s, in the 50s, and before. Right here in the city of Detroit, when there were less civil rights laws, no hate crime laws like this. The Muslims and Malcolm, they did not retreat. They didn't change their names. The sisters kept their scarves on. And they got in ranks. And brothers got on post. Now's the time for us to be on post. Now's the time for us not to stay in the house. Now is the time for da'wah. This is the time for da'wah. In calamities, there is opportunities. And this is our time now, just as it says, those times made a beautiful man, a strong man like Malcolm. We are in the time right now can be forging us to make us stronger so that we can walk in the footsteps of Malcolm. But first, we have to believe it. We have to believe it. So I'm asking you all to believe. Believe in Allah Azza wa Jal, believe in the Sunnah of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and believe in your God-given potential that no one is better